pointers on writing offers on REO properties that are affected, the kind of stuff that the bank wants to see. First thing, make sure that the buyer's name is on the contract. I know it sounds nuts, but we see a lot of them where the buyer's name isn't on there. Second thing is make sure the property address is on there. I know that sounds equally crazy, but sometimes mistakes get made. One of the other mistakes we see commonly is people don't fill in the right lines. They'll put the down payment on the increased deposit line, or they'll put the down payment on the secondary financing line. We don't know what to do those offers. We can't submit them to the bank, so we have to return them.
And another note about names is be sure if your purchaser is a corporation to include the articles of incorporation so that the bank will know who should be signing on that contract.
And please never put and/or assignee on your contract. It invalidates your contract. Another thing we come up with very often is someone will say, well, I have the credit and I'm buying this with a business partner and he's got the money. What do I do? It's very simple. Just add the business partner to the contract. If the business partner doesn't want to be part of the contract, have them transfer over the money. But don't send your offer in with your name on the contract and then the money in someone else's name. And then, even more important, no lines of credit, please. If you have the money, show it. You got to have liquid funds on a bank statement and submit to the bank. Oh, and even more important, make sure that your name is on the bank statement. We get it all the time where people send in a deposit receipt with no name on it. It could be my money, his money, her money. Make sure the name's on the deposit. Eric has a few things to say about signing the contract.
I don't know.
Sign the contract. We get a lot of that. We'll sign contracts.
You know, it's really important that you put your company's name and all your contact information on the contract and sign the contract. That's how we establish agency. On page 7 of the contract is where you put the listing agency's name, the selling agency's name. And if you don't do that, you have an established agency, and then we have to do additional documentation like a confirmation of agency later. So please be sure to fill out the contract completely.
Encourage your buyer to sign liquidated damages and arbitration on page 4.
3 or 4, I think it's 4. Could be 5 though.
Yeah, encourage your buyer to sign that. And then also consider that the seller's probably not going to do termite, and they're probably not going to give you a long inspection contingency or a long loan contingency. So go ahead, consider shortening those when you write the offers. Pair them up well.
It's certainly fine if you want to do your inspections and if you want to get a termite, but be aware that the seller probably will not want to contribute any money towards those inspections or the termite. Just be aware of what you're buying before you buy it.
If the seller is designating a preferred lender up front, really encourage your buyer to call up that preferred lender. Be really nice to that preferred lender and make that preferred lender feel like they're going to get their business. They'll get a lot better service. If there is no preferred lender specified on there, make sure that you're getting approved through a lender that the seller likely is in another state, in some cases in another country. Make sure it's a lender that they've heard of, something like a Bank of America or a Wells Fargo or something like that, so the seller feels comfortable with the lender your buyer can get pre-approved from. It's really important. Of course, they can get their loan through anybody they want, but make sure that an institution that anybody would recognize is on that approval.
And please ensure that if you represent you're getting a conventional loan, that you're getting a conventional loan. Changing it to an FHA after you get an accepted contract is one big turnoff for the seller and a good way to get your escrow canceled without having sufficient time to close.
If you're writing an offer, an FHA offer, have a conversation with the lender up front saying, I've seen the property, here's the condition. You know, it's got a cracked toilet, there's a big hole in the wall, the lawn is brown. Are you going to be able to do an FHA loan on that? Just clear up front. Make sure that the property is qualified for the loan that your buyer's qualified for. We see that a lot where you get an FHA loan and people say, well, the sellers didn't say anything about no FHA offers. Well, you know, some FHA guys can do it, some can't. So have a conversation with the lender up front. Hey, this is the property. Will it pass? Will it do that? Will it go at 20% down, 30% down?
And if it doesn't say FHA okay on the MLS instructions, and you know it won't go FHA, don't write an FHA offer.
Who's it, Mike?
Right here. Thank you very much. Thank you.
I'll just put the guest history.
So if you incorporate those elements into your offer and send it in, It's a good offer. So to recap, the big ones, the right name, make sure that the first page one is filled out, get arbitration and mediation signed, make sure that your buyer's name is on the proof of funds, the proof of funds is liquid, make sure that the pre-approval is from an institution that anybody would recognize, or it's from the bank's approved institution. If we're asking for credit, FICO scores, include those, and try to send it in one PDF if we're asking it to be emailed or faxed. Don't send one thing and then send something else 20 minutes later. Get it all in one document. And pretty much that's all you need to send in. You don't need to send in affiliated disclosures and things like that. It just bogs down the paperwork train.
That's all very good advice. You know, I know when we receive offers that we receive them by email, and when you email them in, you get a confirmation of receipt right there. So that should be a pretty fair assumption that your offer got in. And if you submitted it complete, that you will get some response. Allow at least 48 hours before you call the office after that to follow up on your offer.